Tataru's gonna tell us where to go. Skies aflame. Oh, Valka, I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we've received another call for assistance. This one comes from Radha-Tan. The others have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. This is where it's gonna start to get really good, I think. This is where stuff, I hope we start to get a real sense of that. This really is an impending crisis. Like, things are on fire, skies aflame, right? Because it has felt relatively demure in the threat otherwise up until now. I mean, of course, we know why it's there, but it hasn't felt, again, apocalyptic, world-endingly, wildly terrible. Everything on fire. It hasn't felt like that yet, so I think this might be where it turns. Ah, there you are. Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact in Radha-Tan. Vile beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. Well, there it is. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Radha-Tan are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Agreed. Kryle, you'd best remain here with Tataru and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomena have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Tataru's like, I've got my network of spies, I've got you. Be safe out there, yes? Let us first make for Yedlimod. We can prepare ourselves for what may lie ahead. New dungeon, new dungeon, new dungeon! We've gotta have some action to kick us off here, right? If this calamity has indeed come to Thavnair, it is all too likely that Corvus across the strait finds itself in a similar predicament. Even now, it remains an imperial province, and as such, it may be some time until we can ascertain the situation there. We can only hope that Kryle and Tataru will be able to provide us with some insight sooner rather than later. Maybe Corvus, maybe we are going there. I'm glad for Kryle's support. I'll also call upon Horibolder and the others to assist us. They will be our eyes and ears in the field, as they have been many times before. No similar creatures have been sighted here in Charlian. That said, the early signs may manifest in other regions ere long. We must be prepared for every eventuality. With the fall of the tower in Thavnair, the Hanish were beginning to employ a semblance of peace. And now this. We do not wield the creation magics that the ancients did, yet still these abominations appear. Whatever could be the cause? I would rather accompany you to Thavnair, but Raha's concerns are well-founded. The last thing I would want is to be a burden, and so I will remain here with Tataru and do all that I can to gather knowledge that might serve us in the battle to come. Godspeed in your journey, Valka. In ancient times, the phenomenon was first observed in places where the celestial currents had grown weakest. 'Twould seem there is a stagnancy of ether in the skies above Radha-Tan, unbeknownst even to Vitra. If the might of Vitra is not enough to hold these fiends at bay, Radha-Tan is in dire strait indeed. We must go at once. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, here we go. Is the zone gonna be changed? Like, is this where we are literally gonna see, like, all sorts of extra monsters in the sky? And is the sky gonna be on fire? I mean, they messed around with those zone changes and things, with the lighting effects and the instant stuff, like the Dome and Enclave. I really hope we see something reflected in the world where it truly looks like this is the apocalypse. Balls of fire falling, I don't know, just something. Even if it doesn't actually affect the ground and doesn't actually put you into like a totally different instance of it. Just something that makes it really feel like this is it. This is the end. These are the final days.
And lo, vile beasts did rise.
Oh my gosh, his words from the dungeon. There it is. Oh, jeez.
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash.
Oh my gosh.
Sun scorches earth and boils seas.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Sins ascend unto the heavens. 3 dooms to unmake all we were.
Those things are terrible.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
I just got a chill.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
Oh, we see the news.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Oh, geez. I appreciate more now that we went there earlier, because to see it so changed, it is like a drastic, chilling difference.
Last night, the isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Aloft,
no.
the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage.
Oh.
To say they came forth would be inexact.
They came out of the people, right? People turned into them?
The people of Radzat-Han themselves, transformed into these baleful fiends.
Oh, no.
Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The large one's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
It does remind you of tempering, right? I mean, in theory, these
what
ideas
of
that people
Vritra?
transform and...
Vritra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet... he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people.
I know, how can we turn them back? We don't want to just kill the people here.
I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Well, we have to figure out what's causing this.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again?
Every time.
I have no words to express my gratitude.
I mean, I'll always help people, but in particular, you have a dragon here, so this makes this place very special to me, personally.
Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimat. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt.
This must be the part of the map that's been closed to us thus
I
far.
leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
Oh. What's it gonna be? You know what? We're gonna deal with this. We just killed Zodiark, so well, we sort of had a hand in weakening Zodiark, and then Zodiark sort of killed itself.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
Let's go prove fortune no wrong. Oh, friends. We can do this. We can do this together. Yeah, this feels like an apocalypse. And I mean, it has to, right? This zone has to be changed. It would be even more impressive if, like, in the cities and things, they had different instances where there were just monsters around. I mean, everything looks pretty normal here. You'd think everybody would be cowering, hiding inside buildings. But I do have to say, Apocalypse, the weather effect, that really makes it. And the music right now. Oh, I am in love with it. Jeez, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We gotta go, we just gotta do this. So the beasts are not born of creation magics run amok, but are rather the altered forms of the people themselves. In that sense, this manifestation of the final days differs from that which we witnessed in Amarot. And for the worse, I dare say. If any man, woman, or child could become a beast at any moment, there is no telling whence the next threat might come. We must exercise extreme caution. Don't worry. No matter how grim things might get, I won't lose heart. I'm ready whenever you need me. If it's true that the people themselves have transformed into beasts, why, even the Radiant Host could suffer the same fate. Or us, perish the thought. Oh, please don't make me scared that one of my babies is gonna turn into a monster. They would be one, really strong, and two, I could not bring myself to kill them. Oh, it would be so bad. I shall survey the environs closely as we go about our search. There may be some clue as to how we can combat this phenomenon. The music! Oh my god! This is so good! Please tell me this plays in the dungeon! I need this on loop! This might be my favorite track so far, honestly. Wow! It has such an amazing combination of things, and the accents with like more Indian musical kind of influence. Usually the most dangerous foe in a worm's domain is the worm themselves. If I were Vitra, I would be as offended as I am horrified. Innocent souls twisted and reformed into unholy abominations. I thought I had seen the last of such nightmares with the Sin Eaters. We must act quickly, Valka. Every moment we tarry means another soul may be lost to this nightmare. No, don't take the music away. Keep it going. It's such a banger. Everyone has assembled, yes? I thank you for lending us your aid in the battle against the Blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around the north side of the island. There you will find a dense jungle we call Vanaspati. It is a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Vitra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them, and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Oh, we going. Oh my gosh, like that's it! It's time! This is I thought we were gonna go explore the other side of the map and then the dungeon would be on there. Okay! Alright! Let's get the party together! For real now, we are ready to do the dungeon! We got our party of intrepid adventurers, fellow warriors of light, we've got everything else ready to go. Okay, let's do it. Vanaspati, or Vanaspati? The skies over Thavnair are aflame and panic spreads to the populace like wildfire. One by one, civilians are twisted into grotesque fiends, hell's-bent on slaughtering everything in sight. The deadliest of these creatures leads its newly spawned kin through the jungle, towards a number of smaller settlements, and as such, Ahawan has dispatched his Radiant Host to forestall the carnage. Okay. I wonder if this is where the really good Thavnairian gear that I've seen comes from. The, like, chest wrap one. I have seen people wearing it, and I have this feeling that maybe it comes from this dungeon. It would make sense. I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready. Yes, and the music is the same. Oh my gosh. Everything really is just devastated. Oh no. So this is why they keep that side of the map closed to you. Because when you first see it, it's like through the dungeon, and then I'm assuming you restore some sense of order or something. I'm assuming you restore some sense of order or something like that. Okay, here we go. We got Sophie Ann, we got Kumi again, we've got Droix. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's Vitra. I thought that was some sort of enormous monstrosity. And I just went, oh no, 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 no. Is that what we're fighting at the end? I really like this kind of burning jungle, and the music is just so incredible. But this feels already visually distinctive from so many other things that we've had as far as dungeons go in game. Vitra! Oh, it's not what I wanted. Oh.
My friends, heed me. These are children of Thavnair.
I know, we know.
Forgive me. I could do them no harm.
Oh, he's such a good Dragon. He has too big of a heart. He loves them too much. Oh. Oh my gosh. This is why dragons are the best, and they have to be loved and protected. I also just love that they have been like working in the dragons, not only our more humanoid allies into various dungeons, but also
If this is the only way,
but also in dungeons like this. Vitra, I'm so sorry.
Pray continue onward.
We don't want to do it either, but we have to. We have to. We gotta at least figure out how to bring stability. I mean, the thing is though, like, won't people just continue turning until nothing is left? And the Terminus Beasts. It really is the final days. It's interesting that people are the ones that are transforming. I mean, does that make us more akin to what would have been creations? From like the time of the ancients? Are our souls incomplete enough? Is it something to do with the fact that, like, I don't know, with us being fragmented, reflected, or just being the only concentrations of specific ether, like, or the most notable concentrations of ether? Since the rest of the world isn't quite as, like, dense with it, or as intensely infused with it as it used to be. This is so intense. The only thing is, it's gonna be weird if we go back into Thavnair after this and like all the trees aren't burned. But this dungeon is so cool already, and I feel like we haven't even made it to the most, you know, probably iconic parts of it, or the most interesting visual bits of it. But even just seeing these monstrous shapes like set against the burning trees. What are the bosses gonna be? I mean, I assume they're gonna be something similar to like Sin Eaters, but just Terminus or warped, right? Probably different, powerful, and oh no. It's too late. Too late for us all. Oh, it's one of these guys. They're so awful. Oh, he's got a mouth arm. I thought after Vothries, After Vothri's chest face. That's the way I'll put it. Mouth off. Oh, this is like, this one's silent. Oh, this is so distressing. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of the ghost in the shipwreck. You know, the one where you have to, like, there's the little, like, wibbly boys, the pudding boys that come up out of the sludge. You know what I'm talking about. Oh. Such pain. This was wrong. 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 So you have to watch for which side of the arena he's gonna slice, and that's what makes you choose which one you're gonna go into. Note of despair. A little AoE. Come here. Get in my bubble. Get your healing. Get that healing. So help me. So help me. Stand in the bubble. Sophia, I love you. You gotta stand. Okay. Sophia got it after a second. Sophia's also used to running with us a lot on stream. So I'm sure you'll forgive me my rescue rudeness. What is right? So it'll be right sweep. Okay. All the different names and things. Oh. I really appreciate how they've themed this. Even in the actual dungeon Amarat, I didn't realize this until recently, but each of the actual arena names for, like, on the map are literally written like a poem. And it's, oh, it just tears at you. And even here, the fact that we have these themes of suffering and despair, what's right, what's wrong. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna get clipped. Maybe he doesn't always do the what is right, what is wrong sweep. So in that case, you just needed to run to one of the ones that would be open. That might be it. You just have to watch to see what he does. What are the names of these? Oh, they all have hold on. Tranakya? Is this better than what we have finally?
What is
It is. You probably can't wear this on Vieira. Oh, what a bummer.
The horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
I'm so over not having hats work for the races in game. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm sure it probably looks cool. All the howlers. These are just people. And as far as, I mean, it seems like as far as we can tell, what's happening to them is different, right? This isn't some form of just really intense tempering. It seems like it's something else. Like the earth itself is rebelling at the forms of creation, or it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell until we get more information, I'm sure. Oh. Oh no. Up in the sky. Oh my gosh. It's hopeless. Hopeless. No. 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 Mother. Oh, it turned into a little baby one. I mean, it seems like strong emotion is warping them, right? Like, maybe the flower that Heidelin gave us is part of the key of all of this. Maybe she's had enough time to reflect or discover. Maybe she doesn't still know herself. Oh, that was so terrible. Okay, we're through it. Terminus Horn, Terminus Weepers. Aww. You know, we got through the threat of tempering, which seemed the most tragic, and now, what do you even do with this? And then, you know, you wonder, like, the ancients, no wonder they had such despair. Something so beyond your understanding that wreaks such large-scale devastation and kills so many you love. Slowly destroys your world piece by piece. Never sure if it's going to be your part of the world next. I wonder if anything with, like, the empty is going to tie into this. Like, sorry, the burn. I mean, we know that at least there seems to be another place where, I mean, we would assume draining all the ether and stuff out of the land caused, like, stagnancy and death. The flood of light caused the same thing, where, again, everything was stagnant. So it's so interesting that in this case, like, an area of stagnancy would be what causes this kind of outburst. There has to be something more with this cry that comes from the ground, or... We'll put a little damage reduction. Hopefully I don't trigger any more enemy mobs if I go up and get this. Okay, what do we got? Wow, I'm getting all the healer stuff right now. Oh, what those pants are, maybe. They're maybe not what I was hoping. But they might have their place. They might have their place. And I mean, I'm sure they are, they're just a little bit better than what we have. At long last, we've upgraded to a new tier of gear. Terminus Wrecker. Oh, I don't like its big head flappies. It's like a Venus flytrap kind of thing. Oh my gosh, it has an elephant butt. Its butt is an elephant. It really is almost like the actual fiber of creation. Or like the forms of life, right, are being distorted and mutated off of emotion. Like, normally your emotional state shouldn't cause your actual physical self to change, but I'm guessing you probably just want to be... Those are going to go off at some point, right? Maybe you try and angle yourself in between them? And again, unholy water. Oh god. This creature is pretty terrible. It's pretty... There's a lot of real weird, uncomfortable things happening with it. Or maybe we need to stand in one of these and get, like, trapped in it? Yes, that is what you need to do, but I need to go in sooner. Whoa, you get a burn! You get a burn if you don't! Whoa, it's a real nasty burn! Woo! Okay, so that's what the bubbles are for. I do also at this point have Aqua Veil. I have to remember to use that. It's our little, like, bonus. A ether spray, so I probably don't want to get knocked into them at this point. Poison Heart. Oh, a sack up. I do like being able to put 2 shields on people simultaneously. That's good. Okay, this is probably gonna be... Oh, this is another ether siphon. I'm watching to see. There it is. So now we go back in. It seems like it takes a long time. But we're safe this time. Wow, this thing's design is absolutely wacky. I am not a big fan of the lifeless elephant head staring at us, and the fact that it's, be real, that mouth is in a place that mouth should not be. You know what I mean? It's in a place where a mouth shouldn't be. Sure, we'll need that. Why not? They're upgrades. And now we're going up into the temple, right? I guess we have seen a glimpse of this in a couple things. We just saw it in like a little passing glance in some of the trailer stuff, that like final platform of it. But nothing about the context or anything else. Wow. The minutia, right? I'm so excited to dive even further into all the ways that they've created this. There it is! And it makes even more sense now with that context of the, wearing the animal heads and masks, and or the creatures taking human appearance of the different gods. This temple is gorgeous. I wonder if Explorer mode is available already. Or if you're gonna have to wait until they, like, we're gonna have to wait until they eventually release it specifically. I can alternate Aquaveil and Divine Benison. I guess Aquaveil technically is not just like a shield. It does reduce damage, but... Okay, alright! Oh my gosh, this complex looks like it was incredible. And again, look at the colors and the tile work, well, the painting here. Looks like painted stonework, actually. Ho, ho, ho. This is so incredible. This is a standout for me. This pattern on the floor. I cannot, I'm looking at everything. I can't stop just like panning around. I think in the distance you can even see some parts maybe of the map? I'd have to see how that all lines up. Oh, and we have more, okay. We'll focus up, we'll get some blood lilies going. Give him a nice bouquet of pain. I realized after I said that, I was like, give these nice, poor, innocent people distorted by magic a bouquet of pain. They're it's like consolation flowers. Like, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for what happened. We'll put you to rest, I guess. Oh my gosh, it's a giant one. It's an enormous one. Oh, the imagery of the hand, almost like it's reaching out, begging for help. Svarbanu, Blasphemy. It looks like they put it on the alt-right rigging. You know, when we saw Amarat, I didn't think to myself, oh man, I'd love like a fun dragon version of this. And yet here we are. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, sure, I'll need that. Why not? Yeah, sure, why not? I made it like a bandit this run. We got a lot of the white mage stuff for this. Flames of Decay. We've got tile squares on the arena, which usually says there's gonna be something where you have to like spread out or stand on them or... Ah, Ethereal Disruption, red. So maybe we want the opposite to balance, blue? Oh, I see. Or it's just telling us which one is gonna detonate. Crumbling Sky. Blue, so we want to be on red and we want to spread out, right? I think. Get a little Aqua Veil up just in time. Aqua Veil has a... Oh. Okay, this is a slightly longer time than I thought. Oh, there it is, there it is. A knockback. You probably do not want to touch the edges of the arena or you will mega die. Whoops! Oh gosh, or if I stand here, I'll mega die too! I missed whatever symbol it cast. It moved to one side. So if it's kind of like the other beast that we fought... Oh no, it's doing something that I don't know about. Is he gonna do like a sweepsy down the middle kind of thing? Oh no, or a big attack? Oh no, no, no! Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Ah! Well... Could we reset? I do see what happened there, and I do understand better now what goes on there. Okay, so he's gonna summon some meteors. We gotta stand where there's no meteor. Then we gotta watch out for explosions that are happening on the ground. Then we gotta worry about... There's a whole lot of things that happen in that phase, so I need to give us some damage reduction. I need to give ourselves some heals. I gotta have some stuff on hand, and I gotta keep an eye out. Because, I got obliterated, and I did not know what was happening. I was just like, sorry about that. Thankfully, our beautiful friends were like, we tried to save you, but there was no way. And I'm like, sometimes if you've never seen it before, there's no way to save you. That's just it. It's over. You got hit by 50 things, and now you're dead. And you just gotta accept it. And that's okay, you know? I'm gonna take this opportunity to just peek out over everything here. Oh my gosh. Wow. This place was pretty incredible when it was still intact, you know? Really unfortunate what happened to it. This visual though, that is just, and the outstretched hand, I still, again, this is just so well created, so well designed. It is so effective. Okay, we've got it this time. So we're gonna see the symbol pop up. Ethereal Disruption blue means we're gonna go, or red means we're gonna go blue. I wonder if it just like repeats the same pattern. So that's how you know what it is. So we went blue first time. And now we're gonna go red and we're gonna spread out. And then after that, will it go blue-red again, and we just have to remember, and it'll recast? It might have flashed a symbol last time, but I just missed it, but we'll keep an eye out and see. We did blue first. Ethereal Disruption. Yes, it must, right? Right? Which means that it'll be red next. That would be my guess, at least. Oh, if it even happens next. Or maybe it's something about how they're positioned. He's over there. Okay, we go here. There's part one. We're gonna do damage reduction. Gonna put a little shielding out. Oh my gosh, he does more, 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 he does more. You gotta watch, you gotta watch, you gotta watch, you gotta watch. No! Oh no, I die again. I got hit again. I forgot he does more meteor sweeps. Everybody says we go together in the chat. That is big spicy. That is really intense. I don't know how this went. I'm running with a party. Everybody has done it before. But I can only imagine that when everybody was going into this sight unseen, they probably got obliterated by that. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong, and maybe it's just a me thing, which is also fine. Sometimes it just, certain things just take people a little bit longer. There might be something specific that you just have to keep an eye out for, or like train your brain, because it doesn't like, you just take a little bit longer with that than other people in whatever regard. We all have those things. But I feel like that was probably a party wiper. For a lot of the parties that had not done it before and were going into this with no idea of what it was. Alright, this time. We did good on the first one, but now we gotta keep an eye out while we avoid the AoE puddles for more sweeps across the arena. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Alright, this time for real. This time with gusto. Let's do this. Oh, I just noticed that he has weird, uncomfortable pinchers all along the underside of his belly, and that make me sad inside. Is this like a conglomeration of different people? Is this somebody that had a particularly intense negative emotion landscape? Is this one of like Vitra's children? Do we know if Vitra has any smaller dragons or a brood that he might have had? It doesn't seem though like, at least from what we know, the other dragons are susceptible to something like this. I mean, it'd be really bad if so. They're not inherent to this planet. They don't have like the lifeblood of the planet moving through them. Oh, maybe it's telling you, like, if it's this pattern, then this is what you do. So if there's, like, 2 teal ones in the middle, then we're gonna move to red. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so it was the first pattern. So I think we go red? No, blue. Everybody's on blue. It's gotta be blue. Yep. With more repetition, I'll figure it out. At this point, watching other people will suffice. Okay, now we're going in to the thing that kills me. So, let's face where he's at. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're gonna put everything on. We're going here. We're gonna watch what he does next. We're going here. What does he do next? Far side, far side, far side. Okay, and that's all he does. Alright! We got it that time. Third time's the charm. I bet you that's it. It's gotta be something where, oof. It has to do with, like, it establishes the pattern early on, and then if you see those patterns, you have to move accordingly. That would be my guess on it. This is a good dungeon. This is the kind of thrilling journey that has emotional beats in it that I really love from dungeon content. And a beautiful design in it as well. Memorable landscape. Okay. This one... Am I gonna want to go blue? Yes. We did it! Yay! Took a couple tries on the last boss, but that's alright. It made it feel more epic. It made it feel more intense, like it really was this huge, desperate struggle that we were engaged in. And look at our beautiful friends! You all look so good. Everybody looks so good. I boot my microphone. Oh my gosh, those are so good. Those are so good. Oh, they're so pretty. We did it. So what? We stopped the whole problem, right? And now everything is fine? Because we killed a whole bunch of innocent people that have been turned into monsters? I don't really know what we do. I don't really know what we do to fix this right now. You know what I mean? I guess we could try to stimulate the ether in this region. Could we purposefully summon primals and then, like, replenish them to the earth?
As I feared.
What, Ishtola? What is it? Strong emotion?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Is it ether still there? Or did its ether completely dissipate and didn't return to the life stream?
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this, I now see all too well.
Was their physical ether drained?
There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
What?
Emptiness? But that would mean...
I mean, if we know that there is that emotional component that is not tied directly to ether now as of Endwalker, right? I guess it would make sense that the emotion would linger even if the ether was gone.
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying.
Like rotting holes?
This is the same phenomenon. The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud. Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
But then why do they manifest as
The
something?
beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely at least a sliver of the man it was endured.
I mean, that emotional
Mayhap
component,
so.
right?
But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved.
I mean, yeah, it seems like that's what's happening. There is nothing there to save. You can't retrieve the ether.
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
Oh, yeah, yep. That's not good. I mean, if there's no circle of life and death and life reborn and, like, it's literally like the planet is just hemorrhaging in a sense, right? But, like, the blood is just vanishing into who knows where. Hyland, please talk to us. Please tell us what to do right now. Or Vitra, please.
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable.
Oh, please don't tell me that Vitra is gonna, like, let us slay him or something, or kill, or die to, like, set off a font of ether in this area to try and
Even
balance
deprived
it.
of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate. Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnair, all of them, and now I spill their blood.
There's no real blood. Like, there's nothing really to spill, Vitra. They're gone.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe.
But why affect some but not others? Is it, like, inevitable that others will
You
be
put your secret
affected
at
by
risk.
it? I mean, I think
Those
that...
closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all.
Yes, I mean, like, there is no way to hide that there's a dragon here. We got bigger issues. No one gonna care. If anything, they're gonna be more relieved than anything, you know?
Vitra, calamity has come to Radzatan. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
Just guide us through
What
it.
madness is this, I-One? Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos.
I don't think so. I think people would come to terms with it.
Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally, and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone.
I mean, teamwork does make the dream work, but still. You can't keep
I
living a
ask
lie.
that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, Radzatan will not survive.
Oh.
Take me with you.
Let me be a dragon rider. Embrace it,
I am as at home
Estinian.
fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
That's right, Estinian. Bring back the era of the Dragon Knights so we can canonically be dragon riders in game.
Were my words require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Let the remnants of your brother fight with you.
Estinian, here.
He's like, just take it.
The last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl.
And now we're gonna text you all day, every day. I'm gonna send you cute cat pictures, and there's nothing you can do about it.
We gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely, which I know you love.
I think he does secretly loathe it, but he just never really knew what it was like to have friends, didn't even know it was an option.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Yeah, you don't have to be alone.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
You know, Vitra's just gonna feel really bad if he falls off and dies. It's probably why he was like, no, no,
Shall
no.
we?
Vitra is the babbiest of the dragons and also the sweetest, goodest baby of the dragons. Look at that big old baby go. And the small baby on top of it. Both babies.
I fear
They're
it
both
is as
just
Victor
learning
says, we will not
how to be
survive this on
themselves
our
in this
own.
world.
While I am loath to impose upon you again,
Impose all you need. We gotta figure
I would
this out.
insist if you did not.
Yeah, I would
It is
be
the
like,
very
you
reason we have come.
literally use us however we can
and
help.
once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Oh. This is all very, you know what? It does feel like that we are in an apocalypse right now. We still have, yeah, we still have it. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? In my head, obviously, there are people wailing and crying in the streets. Oh, this is so, there's so many questions, right? How do we deal with this? How do we manage this? Why are some people affected and not others? Will everybody be affected if it's just left over time? I mean, I imagine, right? Worry not. I can see your ether and that of our companions. We have not suffered the fate of those unfortunate souls. The stillness in the air puts me ill at ease. We must be wary. While Estinian and Vitra defend Radzatan from above, we on the ground must find a means to prevent these transformations. And soon. I do think they've actually taken some people out, right? Because there were more NPCs. So in this instance, I feel like it has been altered slightly for us. After so long and so many sacrifices, we finally found a way to cure the tempered. But these poor souls, they vanish without a trace. Is there truly no saving them? All life must end in death, yet death in turn gives birth to new life. Such is the flow of ether. To think that natural cycle could simply be cut off. The very thought makes me shudder. Okay, here's my theory. I'm slowly putting it together in my head, right? Ether and the soul, but we know that there's also physical ether, right? Which, like, invigorates and energizes the body. So, if in this fantasy world we think that maybe that physical ether also has an imprint in it or something like that, right? Of the form itself, right? What says, kind of like DNA, if that makes sense. Like DNA, it's all coming together. No, like DNA, it has a code or something in it that, again, is the building block of all life, but it specifically says, this is what you will be, and that's the shape that you have, right? So your physical meat sack is like given shape and form by that ethereal structure, right? So this is me puzzling through everything I know and putting all the pieces together in my head. So if the ether is removed from you, your soul is taken from you, the ether in your body is removed, maybe all that's left is a massive distorted meat, right? And it loses its coding, and that coding breaks down, and it starts to just distort in horrible, horrific ways. like it's mutating almost, like that code has been removed and corrupted and it's gone now, and it's mutating in ways. But if there is this emotional element, this, like, we would say, like, the greater soul, the greater imprint of what we are, that was brought up with Nidhana, then maybe that little lingering essence is the only thing that cannot be removed, and it leaves a tangible imprint even in the flesh. That's what I'm thinking now. That's my current working theory. I'll talk it over with Y'shtola and get back to everyone, but that's my theory currently. Our Radiant host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my own people. There is no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever is yet to come. I'll take the money. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own while here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Sorry, I thought we switched back to Ahawan for a second. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alice and I will see to Paxa's path. Thancred and Y'shtola, pray make for Dharma. I leave Arthur to Graha and you, Valka. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we've learned with the Satrap. Okay, let's go then, I guess. Let's go. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I feel like they should have like a really sad, like minor key, like ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. For this, because it does not, again, feel appropriate in the moment. Shall we be off then? Arthur is home to the high crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemist forged many of our warding scales. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Okay, let's go Graha. We need to go, not this way, we need to go this way. We need to get to there. I wonder if different NPCs will have, if we see NPCs, but I wonder if they'll have dialogue, or if this is just like a version of it where they've just culled all of the generic NPCs that are around to give a sense of a little bit more like emptiness. And oh, we can also, you know what, let's equip our new stuff. Update. That should, in theory, I think maybe it's just taking a second to load. Oh yeah, there's an NPC. Maybe it's just the NPCs hadn't loaded in. There we go. There's our pants. It took a second, but they showed up. I have a lot of weird glamours in here. Don't judge me. Some of them I never actually finished putting all the dyes on. There we go. Okay. If that's better, we'll put it on. Let's see if people have... Oh, I wanted to see... maybe? It's not that big of a deal. We'll see when we get in here. I was going to check and see if any of the NPCs that were still up had any different dialogue during these events, because that would be a so good little touch to put on top. It'd be so good. They do! The sky burns, and my countrymen are perishing by the dozens. What grim fate awaits our fair city? Swift work without sacrificing quality. That's our motto here at the High Crucible. That's the same dialogue as before, but it does look like some of them have been updated, which is, again, a good little touch. It makes it feel like the events are actually happening a little bit more. Is this, oh, so I think this one might actually be a little bit different too. The Radiant host have asked us to craft some medicine for them, but many of my comrades are still exhausted from helping forge the warding scales, so we're rather short on personnel. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the Satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar, and the next instant a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the market. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should next inquire. To the bazaar, then. I mean, the monster did say, I am ruined, which would feel like something you would say financially, like I have been financially ruined or devastated. According to New Hadin, the blasphemy came from the direction of the Balshan Bazaar. Let us inquire there to see if any of the vendors or customers can enlighten us further. Alright. We will. That's pretty much the same. That's pretty much the same dialogue. Could be either side. Okay. Aha, but here's a possibility. Textile stalls. So this is Thavnair weave. I must say, it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's just across the water. Not that I am much of an expert in Corvosi culture, of course. I've not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Charlian, and like as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days I've felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. It is thanks to my forebears that I inherited the royal eye, and with it the wisdom of ancient Alleg. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe. And one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Corvos again, if only once. Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have not come in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. To the other side! Does Vishbot have updated dialogue? That gave me quite a fright. What in heaven's name was that thing that came screaming out of my reeds? They do! They do have updated dialogue! Is something the matter, traveler? If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beasts that rampage through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all. Though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden, a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around, and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave, and then it was gone, as quickly as it came. So these are the same pants. They just look different on the NPCs than I thought they looked on me. But when I get my hot little crop top, I'll put it all together and I bet you it'll look nice. Sorry, this is not the appropriate moment for that. Not that it's ever not the appropriate moment for hot crop tops, but in this particular case, it's not so much, huh? Seeing those unholy beasts run rampant in our very midst, I was on the verge of being consumed with fear. And yet, I must stay calm and strong, that I might be a beacon for all those who depend on me in these trying times. Speaking of which, is there anything I might do to assist you? What do you do here? Ah, but where are my manners? I am called Faruna, and I have the honor of serving as a clerk of the renowned Barik Consortium. Our consortium can boast among the longest histories of any trading establishment here in Ratatan. From our esteemed proprietor to the young ones who passionately peddle our wares, each and every one of our employees has devoted their heart and soul to the art of trade. Needless to say, recent times have not been kind to our business, or that of our competitors for that matter. It is all we can do to see that the long and storied history of the Barik Consortium does not come to an inglorious end. What kind of place is this? You stand in the free city of Ratatan, the jewel of Thavnair, and a veritable melting pot which draws residents and visitors of all origins and creeds. The very name of this place, in fact, is derived from the words Rad, meaning diverse, and Han, meaning city. Located as we are halfway between the East and West, and having signed a non-interference treaty with the various nations of the world, our city has developed throughout the ages as a bustling hub of trade and commerce. Sadly, our fair city suffered many great damage when the beasts came. Many of us have lost friends and loved ones, many others their homes and valuable possessions. Down to the last man and woman, we are at a loss for how to proceed. My fellow traders and I are no exception. They really have had an incredibly rough time here recently. Sisters, have mercy. What is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger has passed. At least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams. Then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a Marid, throwing people about like ragdolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng, beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray, stay close to your friends and loved ones and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it's best we might find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. So really, nobody has any specific idea. Does Afpilona have any information? Nope, okay. I think that was the same dialogue as before. So some of them have been updated, some haven't, but I think the ones that have been updated are the ones that would, like, you know, most noticeably need something or need to say something or be right along your path as you go. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetherite Plaza. In other words, the Blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that Mehan can surely tell us more. Is that the bar? Aha, it is! Maybe it was like a gambling debt? I am ruined, I lost it all kind of thing? I could see something like that, maybe? This place, I love this place. I peeked in here earlier, it's very good. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it. Including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart And there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, then the black mist comes again until the change takes them too. Stuff of nightmares, I'll tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Malil, the barmaid, chatting with them, though. She might know something. Pardon me. I was just... Anyway, take a seat wherever you like. We're open for business as per usual. Yeah, she is in shock still, so she's not gonna have, I think, any good information for us. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the Blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Marid poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sent shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me, but the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Marid, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn. I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Men transformed to beasts. I can scarcely believe these horrors, but I must remain calm. My patrons and staff are depending on me. Now we can talk to Malil. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Merid's Mehan. What can we get you? We have not come for libations, but rather for information. You are Malil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the Satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. It was Kalzal. Yeah, I can see why they set stuff up now. Earlier with the pieces. It felt kind of extraneous that they did what they did and, you know, having us go to the zone in the beginning, talk to the people, but to get that sense, to get that understanding of the things that were happening here, the entities that were happening here, to feel moved in any capacity, to know that this man was so overwhelmed with guilt for the people he was failing, for the things that were beyond him, trying his best to keep everyone afloat and knowing that he was facing difficulty after difficulty. That's brutal. Oh, jeez. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnairian specialties. It's through him we met Matya. Yes, the name rings a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnair? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Yenlimod, and it was there that you made Matya's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as they discussed matters further, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me. I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one thing more. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please. Anything at all? Sorry. Nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Why do they have to do another thing like tearing my heart out with, oh my gosh, the Lakeland dungeon? Why? I hurt inside now. And anytime I run that dungeon, I'm gonna hurt inside. Every single time. We'll all hurt together, I guess. Kalzal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential district. From what I gather, Kalzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. This is all. How is it that they are so masterful with weaving things like this? I always tell everybody, because you hear all the time online the idea that A Realm Reborn is somehow like, oh, it's such a drag, it's the most boring part of the game, it's the worst part of the game, right? And yes, I think there are certain things to be said about the pacing. There are certain things to be said about the fact that it was, made essentially in a year. They hadn't yet honed everything they wanted to do with the story. They were coming out of the ashes of 1.0. There's so many things in it that I think do create, again, a sense of it being slower. But one thing that I always thought going into it, and I was kind of charmed by A Realm Reborn, so, I'm a little different than a lot of people, I think. I still really enjoyed it, but one thing that I always feel about stories is if I know that there is a good payoff for the time that I am spending, right? If I'm like, the foundations that I'm laying now are going to matter to me in the end. They are going to add some kind of depth, some kind of history, some kind of connection to this game. They're going to build off of the story so that I have to take one small step before I can run, before the story can just take off at a sprint. You know what I mean? So one thing I always tell people is that A Realm Reborn is that step. The things and the time that you spend there will have payoff. And they are usually so good about this, and more so than ever, I think they've been really meticulous in Endwalker about really tying in little things. People were even saying that my part 1 playthrough, the cutscene that plays as you first board the ship or when you're first in Limsa, is the same as the 1.0 cutscene. That is incredible. It was like the same as one of the cutscenes for the introduction to Limsa in 1.0. So they've so meticulously done this, and if you pay attention, and if you were in there and like we went through and we like connected with the plight in that first part, that when you get to that line where you put 2 and 2 together about who that was, it just, much like Fanny Pack Zodiark reaching into his own chest to tear apart the seams of his own existence, that is what happens in this game, and it's because of these writers, The residents of Karma should know more of Kalzal's circumstances. If we follow Malil's directions, we'll be there in no time. Let's see. After leaving the Mehen, we're to retrace our steps and head back towards the Aetherite Plaza. Okay. Can do. Why can't I have an NPC that does this for me anytime I'm going anywhere? It's like, well, Rook, to get to your pin, thanks for chatting. Yeah, well, I'll tell you a cute little lore tidbit about me, but then I'm going to tell you, go down this hallway and turn right. No, no, no. Not in circles. Down the hallway, turn right. I got you. If you make it there, Rook, you're going to get another character tidbit, so make sure you go there. I would never get lost ever then. That would be it. Anything more? No. Okay. From here, we ascend the stairs. Sounds good. Can do, can do, can do. I see, and we're gonna kind of like wind our way up even further. Yeah, I don't think I actually went this way. Or maybe I did, I'm not sure. Ah, this must be huge. In which case, we should take the path leading southeast. Southeast. This way! Really? This way? Oh yeah, seems like it, seems like it. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Karma before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope we can explore Razadhan at our leisure once this crisis has passed. It is so gorgeous. I didn't come this way. Ooh. Ooh. I like this little covered walkway. Oh, it overlooks down there. I see, I see. Sorry, I just can't stop smiling when I'm in Razadhan or Thavnair. And this must be Karma. We've arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the resident without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Can I go inside? I can see what Thavnairian houses look like. Got some sewing, bolts of fabric. Oh, I love that. This little like multi-shelf, multi-drawer unit. Kind of lower squat chairs, the golden partitions. Oh, the bed's so good too. I need every furnishing item. My grain and spice stores are running low. Yet what if, in my rush to buy them, I deprive those truly in need? Oh, I can't go out that way. We can't go in there. You can get like a little peek. My favorite thing is just exploring little environmental details. I just eat it up, in case any of you had any questions lingering about whether or not I do. Oh, that table is so good too, the pattern on it. Kalzal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there was ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return. He'd spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Oh, sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, what with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then, at night, I heard the door open. I looked out to see Kalzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of, other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kalzal, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you are asking. Has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre going-ons. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter, and be prepared to take refuge should the Satrap order it. I could use a drink or three. Something to take the edge off. Oh, little houses are so good. They are very good. No sooner had the weather turned than those nasty beasts started running amok. We're safe here, though. Surely? I don't think I've gotten this one yet. I definitely haven't, because I haven't been over here. And a little fountain here. Oh my gosh. So many things to think about, and like imagine how this city would be like if you were actually in it. I've received word from the Radiant Host that strange monsters have appeared in town. We must help escort the citizens to safety. Is this Khazal's house here, maybe? It seems kind of nice. Whoa, it seems really nice. Whoa! Whoa, what is this? A bathing chamber? That thing is amazing. Oh, is it for Arkasodra? Is that why the brushes are so big? It has to be. It is! Could you come back another time? I just woke up, and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnair. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray, allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Khazal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Khazal? Aye, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he'd managed to turn things around, thanks to a generous order from Ruveda Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Jinbaha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Jinbaha at Ruveda Fibers. This sounds promising. Okie dokie. Back we go. I think actually... it might be faster if we take the Ruveda Fibers. Ruveda. And take that there. There's a couple that I haven't gotten yet, actually. I'll have to go get them. I'll have to go grab them. Level 85? I'm level 87. Why wouldn't I be able to do it? Oh, because I lost Graha. No! He does an aetheryte travel with you. Oh, I messed up. He's back here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll go get him. I mean, they probably had conversation things along the way. I didn't even think. I was just like, I'm gonna speed this up and I'm gonna get us there. I'm gonna take the right, you know, aetheryte, go as fast as we can. Okay, here we go. At least it doesn't like reset it so that you have to go back and talk to everybody. Like it like resets your quest progress. I'm very grateful that it doesn't do that. You just have to go pick him up again and then you can go. So it'll take us a little longer. It'll take us a little longer, but that's okay. What is that top? I don't want to look at anything because I don't want spoilers on anything. That top is amazing though. What? I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that in mind for later. That looks like maybe was that Bard? Would that be the Bard relic gear? If that's dungeon gear, I'm gonna be very happy. I think we can take this up. And then we'll go like up and around. So rather than turning to go to the residential district like we did, we'll go just further. Aha, and there's a conversation thing here. Okay, that's good. They keep it entertaining as we go at least. If I'm not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. It is quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and the stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Amarot. Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet those selfsame horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets heavens aflame and turns ordinary men into beasts? Don't click that. The silkworm trees. I am, no joke, genuinely excited to research, like, traditional silkworm and silk making methods now. I love that they put this detail in here. They're farming silkworms. This must be Ruveda fibers, where we should find Jinbaha. Jinbaha. I don't know exactly how to pronounce all the names, but I'm working on it. We're trying to find a good flow. And hurry, I say! There's no time to waste! Pardon me, but you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have the time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. We strong, we can do it. We can do it. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, those textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. This whole area is so good. I already stuck through everything. But I just love it. We'll do a quick little chat. Pray, leave me alone with my thoughts. I do not wish to speak with anyone at the moment. Maybe they have some different... They do! Because last time I was here, there was like a fitting going on of one of the Thavnairian bustiers over here. And it's different now. Oh, hold on. What exactly happened while we were gone? This area is for employees only. Out! Out! I am here to help, please, thank you. What's that? You've come to help? Oh, praise be to Minduruva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you pass 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrifal by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manuha, and that massive crate there goes to Zemira by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. You've a limited time to do this? Dang it! Ah, diggity dang! Pick up the light crate. Will it tell me where I have to go? Oh dang, I did not pay attention. I'm assuming they'll let me know if I went to the wrong place, right? Thread, is it? Then you come to the right place. We thank you for your aid. Okay, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot worse. This is fine. This is fine. They're gonna tell me exactly what to do when I get into the area. Maybe it's just a way for them to make sure you don't hold the crates forever. If you have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like, pray bring them here to our primary storehouse. A crate full of clothing, is it? Yes, that's it. Here you go. And then the big boy crate. Oh, this one takes a long time. You gotta really get ready for this one. You gotta really get ready to heft it. I say, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? A good thing, that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. A crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that away for you. Perfect. You've carried all the crates to the storehouse, you say? And so quickly, too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Jimbaha and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we are grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. There's a sightseeing spot there. Done as I asked, have you? If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You have done us a great favor, traveler. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the door, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and in the next instant, he, too, sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he, too, transformed. I'm sorry. There was something you wanted to ask. Indeed. You knew the merchant Kozol, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kozol? I know him well. We arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end, we received a better offer, and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when he delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. People, this is so perfect. I'm in Thavnair, you're right. Oh gosh, it's really hot. The cup's really hot. Okay, I got it. I was gonna show here. We have we have an unscheduled interruption to our programming, and that Bebop has brought me in a Thavnairian mug. Well done, Bobo. In a strong Bebop's my partner. In a strongly, well, we could say Thavnairian in the context of Final Fantasy XIV, but obviously this is actually a mug from France, but it has obviously some Indian inspiration on it. But we could say, look, it's got ganja on it, and to top it all off, Bebop brought me home ground, home blended chai spiced tea, which I'm gonna have a sip of right now. This is important. This is important even here in the moment. This is my immersion. Oh, that's so good. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to dejection and despair. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomena occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kozol. By all accounts, it was he who suffered the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. We got there! Emotions are where it's at. That's what's happening here. That's why they introduced this fundamental concept to us. A pretty world-changing, massive concept that we have just learned, this expansion. But you know what? I always like getting a little something more to add on, change up theories, cancel out certain things you were thinking about, get a new perspective on something, add something into the mix. It keeps it very interesting. Can the despair in a man's own heart consign him to such a terrible fate? We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than anywhere's. If you are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed. I thank you for your concern, and pray you too take care as well. Do any of the others have any conversation? Let me see. It seems that some foul fiend infiltrated Ruveda Fibers. 'Twas fortunate that I was not present at the time, but I fear for the safety of my comrades who were... They have put so much care into all the little details this expansion. My friend has been missing since... the incident, let's call it. We used to take lunch quite often together, you know? It's strange. It feels like there's a part of my heart missing now. That little tiny tidbit. Whew. It teared up. I think we're heading into the tear up hours because oh no, I went too far. I have been really... there's just been some little turns of phrases, some little moments, some ways that things have come together. Some like depressing stuff, you know, like Kozol transforming for sure, but there's just a lot here. There's so much in all the little details. That was spicy. That was close. You gotta get really good at one-handed steering yourself via one hand in Final Fantasy XIV. If you have pets and or cats that climb on your keyboard, if you like to drink hot beverages, if you'd like to drink anything or eat on anything while you're playing. And there's NPCs here. What? I love it. Okay, hold on. I wanna approach again so that we can get some of the things to trigger. We escaped somehow, but what in the heaven's name is happening to our fair city? By the gods, is everyone all right? We could come back one more time. Hold on. I thought that terrible beast. Whatever is the meaning of this? Where is the satrap? Finish all rounds and ready to share. Anybody else in here? I don't see any of our other allies. We'll go.